Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Time for a little review on how to graph some things. So you've been working on graphing. You just had to, remember how to do some things. So here's a quick overview. Let's look at number one. We are supposed to graph this line. When you're graphing a line, you need to remember that normally it's in y equals mx plus b format. The m tells you the slope. That's how the rate of the change of the line. And then the b here is your y-intercept, as in where it starts on the y-axis. To graph it, you start with putting your point on your y-axis where the b is, and then use your slope to get other points. So as I'm looking at this number is my y-intercept, so I'm going to start there on -3. And then in front of my x, I have -3/5. Remember, all positive slopes go up, right? And then all negative slopes go down, right? Like so. And so since this is negative, we are going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can get a point. You can also go up 3 and left 5 to get a point. And once you have at least 2 points, you can connect it up. More points is better. It just makes your line straighter. You don't have to go through more points. It makes it a little bit more precise. Let's jump to another one. Let's look at 4. This one is practically the same, except it doesn't have equals in the middle. It just says less than. So if you're graphing this thing called a linear inequality, you are still going to put those points on there. So we're going to start on -4, and then we're going to use our slope to get other points. Oh no, it's just 3. Remember, any number can be put over 1, and this is now 3 over 1. So I'm going to go up 3 and then right 1 to get points. Up 3, right 1, up 3, right 1, and now I have a bunch of points. But since this does not say equal to, I am not going to make my line solid. In fact, I am going to make it dashed. If it doesn't say equal to, it's a dashed line. So it's going to look like this. And since it's an inequality, I do have to apply some shading. So I need to figure out which y's are less than these. Well, if you're wondering, greater than is above, less than is below. And so I'm going to go from my line, just go down below it. And there we go. We graphed our inequality, graphed a line, graphed an inequality. If we look at number 6, sometimes your equation or inequality is not ready to be graphed because it's not in y equals mx plus b format. And so you have to make it be in that format. So we're going to subtract this x over. We got this. Now we got -2y equals -8 minus x. These do not combine because one's an x and one's not. We have to get rid of this number in front of y. You just divide everything by it, like we have been doing with all our solving stuff. To get rid of the number in front, you divide it. We have to divide all our terms. Negative divided by negative is positive, so it's going to be +4. And then right here in front of x, there's no number. The number there is 1. So we got -1 divided by -2 turns into positive, and 1 divided by 2 is this thing called 1/2. It turns into a fraction. If it doesn't go evenly, just write the fraction, and then reduce it if you can. So we got this. This is almost in the same format. It's just in a flipped order, so it's b plus mx, which is fine. We still know our y-intercept, which is 4, so I got to put a point on my 4. And then my slope here is 1/2. Remember, all positive slopes go up and to the right. And so I'm going to go up 1, right 2, and I have 2 additional points. Or I can go down left to get points, down 1, left 2. And now I got this. It does say equals, and so I'm just going to make it a solid line here. And then I've graphed that one. So that's most of this. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of solving. Once you hit 9, you have to graph multiple of them. And the point of that is so you can find out where they intersect and things like that. Here you have a system of linear inequalities. Just graph both inequalities, do both the shading. Let's do one on this last section here, which has multiple things to do, which is graph the system, and then write a solution. Write the solution as a point. If there's infinitely many points, write 3 of them. And then write a point that's not a solution. So we got 3 things to do. Let's go ahead and graph these. I'm going to put these in different colors. So my first one I'm going to do in blue. Subtract x on both sides. Now I got -y equals -3 minus x. There's no number in front. The number is -1. So I'm going to divide everything by -1. And now I got y is 3 plus x. Positive 3 plus positive x. You get this. So my y-intercept is 3. And my slope in front of x, there's no number, so the number there's 1. So my slope's 1, up 1, right 1. And I can get additional points by going down and left 1. So I got this. It does say equals, so I'm going to make a solid line going through these points here. We did that part. Let's switch to red. On this second one, again, I want to get, so y is by itself. Let's bring it over here. Now I got 2y equals -6. Whoa, -6 minus x. We're going to divide everything by 2 now, because that was the thing in front of y. So I got y equals -3 minus 1/2 x. So we got this. So now my y-intercept is -3. My slope of -1/2 means down and right. So I'll go down 1, right 2, down, right 2. I can also go up and left, and we get this. And now I found the point where these two meet up, which is at -4, -1. And voila, I found my point. So I graphed the system, I wrote a point as a solution, and now I need to do 3, which is find a point which is not a solution. Just pick any old point you want, like this one. So that's going to be 1, 0, and voila, I got a point that's not a solution. So we'll call this one not, and we'll call this one solution. And so there we go. That's what's going on in the last section. You do have to do 3 things, which is graph, find a solution, and find something that's not a solution. So there you go. That was a nice little review of graphing for you. Good luck.